My name is Madiha Ali. I am from Pakistan. I came here exactly 20 years back, and imagine a girl 14 years old realizing that she's different in a way that she's being treated differently. Boys are treated better than she is. It was a different world where I was brought up. It was a different situation I was brought up. My father was a very strict man, and when I was being raised as what to do, when to do, and how to do it. From picking my clothes to how my haircut is going to be, that was my pretty much teenage life. I didn't like it. I didn't fit in. There was something missing. It was like, I don't belong in this situation, but you can't change it because you live it every day. I loved my mother a lot, and I decided I will not go against whatever is happening around me because I didn't want her to get in trouble. So as I was 21, as out of the whole training, I did an arranged marriage. I got married according to what my father wanted me to do, and I came to United States. Yay. It was like my ticket out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to America. This is freedom time. I married a guy who had lived in America for 13 years, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. This is freedom time. Well, come to find out, I was marrying my dad again. You know, as they say, history repeats, or you repeat your pattern. Here I was in United States, the most free country in this world, with no freedom. It was tough because I was surrounded by it, but I cannot enjoy it. Cannot go out of the house, cannot drive, cannot wear the clothes I want, cannot cut my hair the way I want to cut. Very, very tough. But again, going back is going back to my father. You cannot do that. He is not what I want to go back to. And you're stuck in the middle. In between, something happened which made it worse than it was, which was I was diagnosed in 2001 with a disease called lupus. So now here I am, not in a happy marriage, not in a happy situation, and stuck with a disease that is just not going to leave me. Well, how do you get out of the hospital bed and come back home because you're in an abusive marriage? How do you push yourself to live at that moment because they're telling you you're going to go through chemotherapy, you're going to be this drug, this drug, this drug, I don't know, 10 different drugs. Well, my son, I had a son at that point. I had to come back home. I was a mother. I had to come back home. And I came back home for him. And the rest was about him at that point. When people talk to you today, or a lot of people talk to you about motivation, yes, I had to motivate myself to get out of bed every day because I had a son. There was chemotherapy, there was losing hair, there was bilateral hip replacements. And then one day, after my first hip replacement, I realized I was in a wrong place. It was like standing over here and looking down the cliff and thinking, should I jump or should I survive? It was a very tough day of my life because when a Pakistani girl from our culture, from our background, stands up and gets a divorce, she is pretty much an outcast. But it was a survival time, like die or make it happen. And I jumped. I pretty much jumped. And it wasn't for me, it wasn't my thing. It was more like, I will not let my son go through this with me, and I decided to jump. So I'm one of those people who jumped out of the box, decided this is not going to be my life. What an awesome feeling. I can tell you the air was fresher that day. It was an amazing feeling. Anyway, but I didn't stop at that point. Divorce was a very tough thing. Our community does not treat divorce very nicely. On my first hip replacement, I was still married. I had 64 bouquets in my room. On my second hip replacement, I was going through divorce. I had 4 bouquets. People had left me because I was a divorced girl. That's how our society works. It's not good. And then I did something totally out of the box. I decided to give humanity a chance and don't limit myself to my community, my people, and my religion. And I married an American man. Yay! Yay for freedom. Well, that didn't turn out good because my father didn't like it. My brothers didn't like it. I have been with him 8 years. My father has not talked to me for 8 years. It's a very, very sad event. But what my passion was when I started this new life was I'm going to tell people life is going to be very difficult. Life as an immigrant is going to be very difficult. When I say my name is Madiha, I'm from Pakistan, people go, what? It's a terrorist country. I'm like, no. Anyway, what I try to teach, I'm trying to teach my son and my kids is give humanity a chance. Be open-hearted. Try to understand people around you. When people look at me, they don't see disease. When people look at me, they don't see where I come from, what I have achieved, what I've gone through. I am on 13 different medications right now. I was in the hospital last week. And yesterday, somebody looked at me at the parking lot of Safeway and stared at me because I had a handicap parking stub. Well, I've earned it. I can't explain myself. Try to see people like me when you meet them, when you realize I'm from Pakistan or somebody is from Pakistan, their name is Muslim, they are from a different generation, they don't look like you, please come, meet us. We might just surprise you how good we are. We might just surprise you that we are very open-hearted, and you're all welcome in my house. I don't know if my husband is listening to this. But I welcome you to come and meet me halfway at least, because you might be really, really surprised at what I have to offer and what I have gone through and what I've done. Thank you so much.